Did you lose count?
No, I was just I wanted to do something Christmas-like to start the episode, and
Yeah, like you did with like the boots and the jingle
yeah, I
thing.
realized I didn't really think, I was gonna yeah, anyway. But also I'm all thrown off because this is the Lost Legacies Sam Chat Christmas special.
Oh, did we start already?
Yeah, I already counted down, so
Oh,
I only count backwards once a day, Sam.
wow.
So it's gotta mean something. Hey guys, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
You're probably surprised that this is another crossover episode.
Mm-hmm.
So are we. It wasn't really our intent, but if you listened to last week's Lost Legacies, you would know we had some technical difficulties, and we had to record the episode in like 2 separate days.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we lost time, and we're still dealing with technical difficulties. So we just did both Christmas specials as one.
There you go.
If you're from Lost Legacies, welcome back, guys. We are crossing over with the Sam Chat, which is like our talk show that's associated with our other podcast, The Adventures of Cinnamon and Oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's called the Sam Chat, which stands for the Sam and Matt Chat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if you're from the Cinnamon and Oatmeal audience, this is Lost Legacies. Yeah, welcome. This is our OG podcast where we talk about mostly Lost, but other shows that we watch and just stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I guess I just realized for everybody who's been listening to Lost Legacies for the last couple of weeks, we've just been talking about Arcane. We haven't even been talking about Lost. So if you're new, jumping on from our Arcane episodes, welcome. Matt and I have been doing this for the last few Christmases. And now we're just blending all of our shows together into one beautiful, immaculate,
not on
Christmas
purpose
episode.
Not on purpose.
Yeah, not on purpose. But
we're here.
That's what happens with the holidays. You know, it brings people together. You know,
multicultural.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In intriguing, interesting ways. Some aren't planned.
Mm-hmm. Especially with us, because it's kind of hard to track like who's listening and where they're coming from. You can kind of see like the downloads around the world, but I'm pretty sure, like, with the exception of a few, we have different audiences for Lost and Arcane, which is interesting because we're kind of getting a decent amount of viewers for Arcane, but I'm pretty sure they're all different locations, so I'm pretty sure our Lost crowd has kind of dipped out. So I hope they come back in 2023.
Yeah.
But then also with Cinnamon and Oatmeal, that's like a whole other audience as well. So we are bringing them together, you know, for this holiday special. That's what the holidays are all about. So our first Christmas special was super Christmassy. We talked all Christmas and nothing but Christmas, all our Christmas movies. I think our general, just to get it out of the way, because we're not going to talk about this episode, our general consensus was between Sam and I that Die Hard is a Christmas movie if you wish it to be. Personally, we didn't really agree with that. But if it's like a holiday tradition with your family, then that's all you need. It's a Christmas movie. But then last year we decided, no, I think it is a Christmas movie.
It is, yeah.
But we didn't really talk about it. So, and now we're kind of back and forth on it. I'm like, oh.
You know what? No, I'm just gonna stick with it. Yeah, it's a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie, and it is a Christmas movie if you wish it a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I'll go with that one. Did you hear the director? Was he the director of photography? He came out and spoke about it. And he says, no, it's not a Christmas movie.
Well, what does he know? He only shot the damn thing.
I know.
It's fine.
I think, or he produced. It was, what's his name? DeBont, who directed Speed.
John DeBont.
Yeah, he did something on the first Die Hard.
Oh man. Okay. Well, hang on here. if they're saying that it's not a Christmas movie, we might have to take that into some kind of consideration. But no. Wait, didn't John DeBont also direct Twister?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so he's got some credit to his name, so that's some weight.
Dang it.
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
can't just like pass this guy off. It's like, oh, what do they know? It's like, no, it's Sam. I'm getting the studio notes now. Like, Sam, it's
I know, right?
on. Like, oh, okay. Well,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
geez.
Actually, let
Yeah. So I
me
don't know.
straighten my tie here.
I still think if you watch it with your family, it's a Christmas movie.
Hmm.
Especially because my favorite Christmas movie, or one of them, is Star Trek Generations, which isn't
Hmm.
really a Christmas movie at all. But I like to think the theme is there. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. The theme is there. It is it is very much about the past and reckoning sort of with the past and the things that have happened to you, and all of these things. It's essentially as Christmas carol-y as a Star Trek thing it is ever going to get.
Yeah, it's not really the bah humbug Scrooge type character, that needs
Yeah.
to turn his life around. There is a very good episode, several episodes in Star Trek that are like that. Star Trek
Hmm.
Next Generation in particular. Geez, I forgot what it was called. Which one it was called? I just watched it the other day.
Mm.
But the one where like Picard basically, like, he dies and Q meets him and has him like relive his life and fix his mistakes.
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
turns into like, I don't want to spoil it. You gotta go watch it. But then also kind of like the series finale as well. All good
Hmm.
things. In a way, it is kind of like because it takes place both in the past, the present, and the future, and you get to see the different eras of Jean-Luc Picard's life, and the way it comes down at the end. Like there's this kind of eerie Christmas quality to it.
Mm.
I like that.
I
I
like
don't
it.
know. I kind of like when people add that mysterious kind of eeriness to their Christmas stories.
Hmm.
Because I don't know, as Americans, that's not something we really equate to Christmas.
Hmm.
Like a creepiness. But I do know. I don't know. I guess in England or wherever in Europe, European countries, they tell ghost stories Christmas night.
Hmm.
And remember those little sets of books we used to sell at our previous bookstore?
Hmm.
They're like little short Christmas stories that you're supposed to read Christmas night or Christmas Eve. I just thought
Yeah,
that was so
yeah,
cool. I'm like, wow.
yeah.
It's kind of like the non-scary ghost stories. It's still kind of
Hmm.
creepy because it's still like afterlife you're dealing with here,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of appreciate that, to just sort of like, because if you think about it, like a lot of these traditions and stuff, they come from the time where it's like the harvest has ended, so now we're in between the seasons, and this time of year it's hard. It's hard for a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and I like the idea that sitting down by the fire and reading these ghost stories. It's like that's akin to everybody getting together, and just having a party. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, there's something kind of magical about that, and it's not, it's these ghost stories aren't meant to like, oh, we're gonna scare you, to death, and then, well, no, go to sleep or Santa won't come. It's not
Yeah.
like that. It's just like, it's uh I guess maybe sometimes they can be like morality tales, to just be like, like keep this spirit that you have now for this season,
Mm-hmm.
keep it alive all the year, not just at this time.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what my takeaway from that is.
Even as a kid watching It's a Wonderful Life for the first time, like
Mhm.
I think I was a little young to really understand a lot of like the gravitas of it all.
Uh-huh.
Especially the way I can like respect it now as an adult.
Mhm.
Uh, who also hates capitalism, but that's neither here nor there. But so I didn't really get that as a kid, but I even though like they literally have God as a character and they
Mhm.
literally have an angel and there's nothing creepy about them whatsoever, but the scenario that George Bailey goes through,
Mhm.
one, he's about to take his life.
Mhm.
Whoa, this is not a Christmas story,
Mhm.
and then he goes into this weird dark side world that he lives in, or no, that he technically doesn't live in,
Mhm.
and there's just something so creepy and sci-fi about it. Like as a kid, I was blown away. I was like, hey, this is an old movie that's really cool. Like, yeah, as a
Yeah.
kid, I was just like, man, we're mixing genres here.
Hmm.
This is so cool. So that in that way, like the actual supernatural slash outer worldly element, which is Clarence, was not creepy whatsoever. He's like the most lovable character in the whole movie. But like that creepiness came in other more realistic ways,
Hmm.
which is almost more terrifying.
Yeah.
So, and at least it's not the angel from Angels in America. Remember those guys?
Yeah.
That would have been a much different movie. What other? I'm trying to think. Christmas movies that has that element to it,
That have that like
like the
sort of
eeriness to it.
Eeriness? Yeah, yeah. That aren't just straight up horror movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
I don't know. Oh, well, I guess the BBC adaptation of The Hogfather.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
It's got
'Cause it's not-
kind of an eeriness to it.
It's not Christmas, right? It's like the fantasy version of Christmas, right?
Yeah.
And Hogfather is like the fantasy version of Santa.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also like, oh no, he's not Death. Like, but Death is a character, right?
Yeah. Death
Yeah.
is a character, and Death like takes on the mantle because I
That's
don't,
what it was.
I don't remember specifically if the Hogfather dies or not, but the Hogfather is just missing, and
Mhm.
the presents still have to go out. The Hogfather still has to make his appearance, so Death takes on the guise of the Hogfather.
It's so cool. It's such a weird, bizarre movie. What year was that?
Oh, I don't know. That was like mid 2000s, sometime in the mid like
Really?
2006
Okay,
maybe.
Because Michelle Dockery is in there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I guess that was pre Downton Abbey then.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I was right. It was 2006.
Oh, hey, wow.
Yeah.
I was 18 years old. 18, 19 years old.
Wow.
I was a young lad. You said you had some Christmas questions for me.
Yeah, I do.
All right,
Okay.
let's go for it.
So, obviously, we talk about a lot of stuff. We talk a lot about pop culture, not just Lost and Arcane. However, because Lost and Arcane are sort of like the things that we're latching onto right now, it kind of got me thinking, like, well, there's not like I'm just gonna presume that there's no Christmas episode of Arcane. It's only like 9 episodes, 8 or 9 episodes, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna assume there's no Christmas episode. Lost, we said that it's not a Thanksgiving episode, but like there was an episode kind of aired on Thanksgiving or something like that. I'm gonna also presume that with the next 2-3 seasons, however many more seasons we have, there won't be a Christmas episode.
That is true. However, I will say, just like the Thanksgiving one, the good fans at, I guess it's Lost Fandom or whatever, Lostopedia, I don't know, they've made the timeline, because there's enough actual clues in the show that gives the dates. We know the day they crash, and then we know certain events happen because it's what is it, 2004, right?
Yeah,
because Ben even has to talk with Jack about Bush being reelected. Bush Jr. being reelected. He got reelected to president. The Boston was Boston?
Yeah,
they won the pennant, right? Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, so there's all these little things to acknowledge the time frame that's happening in the show. So like you could see almost day by day everything that happened since they crashed. And there was an episode that happened to take place on Thanksgiving, but it wasn't really addressed in the show. And I think probably because they didn't realize it. It's hard to keep track while you're stranded
Yeah.
on an island. Also, someone was probably trying to kill them at the same time.
Probably, yeah.
So, yeah, so they're. I'll tell you right now, it's not really addressed, but you could find the episode that takes place on Christmas Day.
Okay.
But it is kind of tricky. And trust me, I'll point it out once we get there.
All right.
We're going to have a good talk about that.
Cool. So then that leads me into my question. Sort of a roundabout way, but what series, franchise, intellectual property that doesn't have a Christmas special should have a Christmas special? And what would it look like?
Star Trek.
Wow.
One, we've already said that how like Star Trek Generations is kind of like thematically kind of it's like a Christmas Carol. Maybe not thematically. It's about rebirth. You know, Picard is going on this journey. He's the Federation. The closest thing we have to it in real life is the military. So essentially, you're taking this old military guy who gave his life to his career, and the beginning of the movie, he finds out that his brother and nephew die horribly as well. That's part of that. That's part of more of the pain that he feels as well. So not only is he mourning, he's grieving them, but he's also grieving his family because he's the last Picard and there's no one left to carry the name. This name of explorers and travelers, you know, and he is going to die with him. And the whole movie is kind of about him facing death. And it's not just him. I mean, Kirk goes through the same thing, you know. That's kind of the arc, you know. A lot of people will tell you it's not a good movie. It's certainly not the best Star Trek. It's certainly not the worst either. But I really like the time they spend on Picard and that, you know, his little story arc there, because he is renewed by the end. So I would want to see something like that. Maybe even something you could do it at literal, the way Doctor Who did it. They literally do a Christmas Carol with Michael Gambon is the Scrooge-like character, but the Doctor is essentially the three ghosts that kind of visits him. Doctor takes him through all the different phases, past, present, and future, right? Yeah,
a little bit,
kind of. Yeah, it's more like past, further past, and present. Kind of.
Yeah. Then I think it's because like the future itself is in flux. Right. Yeah. So yeah, I would say something like that because Star Trek's the perfect medium for time travel. Also, I've been curious lately, and I've been reading about religion in Star Trek because Gene Roddenberry was wholly against it. He's like, no, he's like, it's superstition. At this point in the future, everyone will be over it. And it's really interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting to see how Star Trek's evolved over time, especially the further away they got from Gene Roddenberry and then after he passed, because you see it a lot more in Deep Space Nine, but you see how there's so many religions out there in space and how they all differ. And there's a lot of references to Christmas throughout the series. And it's kind of leaves you with this feeling of like religion, at least us earthly human religion, is still there, just not as strong or prevalent as it is now. And so the fact of like Star Trek Generations, Picard's his dream that he wishes, that he misses his life, was the Christmas celebration, like a Victorian style Christmas celebration. Yeah. So it's almost like there's not really enough evidence to say like Picard is religious, but you can tell like the morals and values and traditions that come along with it are still there. Yeah. You know, so I'm like, oh, so that's something I want to see in Star Trek. You know, I want to kind of tackle that a little bit. Okay. You know? Okay. I like that. I would love to see a Batman animated series. I like to see anything Batman animated series, but like, oh, like they did have Christmas episodes though. Yeah, Yeah, they did. They did. There were
I
a couple of
wish,
them.
unfortunately, rest in peace, Kevin Conroy, who we lost
Oh
this year.
yeah.
Just what, a month or two ago?
Yeah.
I would have loved to see an animated version of what is it called?
What,
Noel?
Noel?
Batman Noel. I would have loved to see that.
Hmm.
It is kind of dark, but I just think that is so cool. The concept of telling this Christmas Carol, but from Batman's perspective.
Hmm.
I think that's pretty cool.
Hmm. They do something similar in, I want to say, uh I don't think it's Dark Victory. But there is a comic where it's sort of like the Christmas Carol, but takes place on Halloween.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah, and it's sort of like kind of a similar thing, except it's about Bruce kind of uh needing to realize that there are other ways to help outside of the cape
Mm,
and outside of being Batman, and if he goes on too long, he'll lose everything he's fighting for, and then
mm,
he'll just die. It'll just be meaningless in a way.
interesting.
Yeah, so it's like yeah, so it's kind of a story about him needing to uh use the resources and use his real identity, his real self, Bruce, as as much as he uses Batman.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So it's kind of interesting.
Hmm. What about you? What Christmas specials do you wish they had?
First thing I wrote down was The Expanse.
Expanse. I
Like,
thought about it. I mean, it
yeah,
is our future, and it's only like what 200 years in our future.
yeah, they're about.
Hmm.
Yeah, which at the rate we're going, like I don't think we're going to see any sort of space colonization in the next 200 years.
You
Um,
never know, man. You never know.
uh, uh, uh but yeah, no, I don't know. Like, it was kind of a joke answer, but I don't know. Like, the more I thought about it, I think it would be that is a show that is all about human interaction
Mm-hmm.
and groups of people needing to come together, needing to come to the same table, and all that.
Yeah.
And I don't think, obviously, they never had a Christmas book. There's not a Christmas short story, there's no Christmas episode, but I think, like, they wouldn't have done something that was so, like, oh, obviously we're gonna do the Christmas Carol, or something. It's like, no, but I think, like, you could do something where it's like, we're gonna send the Rossi crew, to, like, to some rock,
Mm-hmm.
deep out there, and, well, these people are in poverty, what are you gonna do, all this stuff. And it's like, like trying to just figure out, like, how to, like, get these different factions to all sort of work together,
Mm-hmm.
even if it is in a way that's like, oh, sort of inadvertently, like, oh, Martians did a thing, and that means
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna get food or something like that, so it's like, so not necessarily being like, we've all ceasefired, we're all gonna have a big Christmas goose, with
Mm-hmm.
ham and stuffing and figgy pudding. Is like, no, 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 but, like, just like, you like using that idea to sort of, like, show that, like, there are ways that community can help, and
Yeah.
there's community, like, this brings people together,
I know how I would do it.
Okay, how do you do it?
It would just be on the Rossi
Mm-hmm.
and the Rossi crew. I guess you could go the route where it's just Holden, but I do like the idea of it being all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about, like, later on. So, like, Bobby's with them,
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I would have it be I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but so, quote unquote, the investigator shows up. The
Yeah.
way Holden sees him, but, like,
Mm-hmm.
all the characters would see him, which is really cool because they all had um different relationships with him.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Amos, especially Naomi, you
Hmm.
know? So I think that'd be really cool. But he can take them to, I guess, into their past, into their future. You know, what does the world look like if you don't help fight, or if you give up now? You know, something like that.
Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
that'd be really cool, and you could just explain it with like, well, they had the protomolecule on board long enough. It's kind of like prolonged exposure. It's probably the last of the radiation burning off.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know. So, and you could set it like back in that time period. So Holden's the only one who still sees him consistently.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. That would, yeah,
or right after,
yeah.
because I don't know how it happens in the books, but I wasn't really satisfied with his farewell in the show. You know,
Mm, okay.
just it's pretty weird. It goes really weird.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I
It's
would
yeah, it's
have
very
really
weird.
loved to have that actor come back one last time and just say farewell.
Hmm.
You know, instead of that CGI thing. But
Hmm.
yeah, that's how I would do it. The investigator.
Okay.
Come on, what's the James S.A. Corey? Let's get on it.
Right. Right. No, they just put out the big hardcover of all the short stories.
Oh,
They're not gonna do another short story,
they're gonna
man.
have to get like another 5 or 6 short stories to do a volume 2. Because right, there's just a handful of them. Like
I mean,
it's enough
it's
for a book, but
yeah, it's enough for a book because they did one in
like each,
they did one in each book.
yeah.
So what? There's
Geez,
nine
so that's
books.
like 9 short
Yeah,
stories.
yeah. There's like nine short stories plus the one they wrote they wrote that takes place after Leviathan Falls. So there's
Yeah.
10.
Well, we can't start talking about the Expanse in this episode, but like I really wish, because it kind of reminds me of like their bonus episodes and the shorts that the series did.
Yeah, yeah,
But like, especially the last season, I wish those bonus scenes were in the episode.
yeah. I wish they were just in the episode.
That last scene was amazing. It was perfect. I loved it.
Mhm.
But I think those shorts being in the episodes would have made them even better. It probably would have even had more of an impact than the other storyline on the planet.
Yeah, yeah,
Not saying that you should cut it, but like I think that is more impactful, you know?
yeah, yeah. No, I agree. That's my one Christmas wish from Amazon. Please put those extra scenes into
Yeah.
the actual episodes of the final season of The Expanse
Yeah.
so far.
My wish for the Expanse is for them to say like, "Hey guys, don't worry. We're working on season 7."
Mm, mm, yeah,
They'll do it eventually.
yeah.
I think so.
Eventually.
I think so.
Hmm.
Because they're being so coy about it.
Hmm.
The only ones who say it's over it was Amazon, and the others are like, "It's over at Amazon."
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, don't tease me.
They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish we had like a Legend of Vox Machina Christmas or something like.
I was gonna, yeah,
I want like a
was gonna
fantasy
ask
Christmas,
that.
you know?
Yeah, yeah. Because I wrote down Game of Thrones, and then I was like, yeah, but I don't know what that would look like, outside of. And see, that's the thing too. Like, I didn't want to like pigeonhole us into saying like, oh, it has to be Christmas Carol, like it has to be a ghost story. It's like because it really doesn't. I do like your idea though with the Expanse. So yeah, I couldn't really figure out like, all right, what does a Game of Thrones Christmas episode look like?
What would a Lord of the Rings Christmas look like?
If you
Because I'm like, there's
apparently-
gotta be stuff in there. It's Tolkien, right? Like,
apparently people are of the contingent that of Lord of the Rings is a Christmas movie.
interesting.
Yeah, although I think also people are of the contingent that Lord of the Rings is also a Thanksgiving movie.
I think they're reaching.
The
It's
only
not like
the-
Die Hard, where like Die Hard, there's an argument for it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's the internet, man. They can argue anything.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there's a single date that I remember that Gandalf gives Frodo, and it's when he reaches Rivendell. It's October the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if we go within the timeline, technically, I think the trilogy does like wrap itself up in movie form in December.
Oh wow.
Maybe that was Tolkien's way of saying like, yes, at the moment the ring drops into the fires of Mount Doom and blows up Gollum and everything is like, actually, that was Christmas morning. Like what?
Wow. Damn. So what was your other question? Let's keep going. Let's keep rolling.
Oh, okay. So this one's sort of like there are kind of multiple questions within this one, but the other question I had, because of course, if as you and I both know, we love the Muppets. What would another Muppet Christmas movie look like? Now I know there's been others, but we haven't had like a special in a while, I think the last one was in like the 2000s.
Yeah,
or something
like that.
I think that kind of had like a George Bailey sort of thing, like what would the world be like without Kermit or something,
right?
So yeah, I think my question to you is, what would a new Muppet Christmas movie look like, or what would your specific Muppet Christmas movie look like?
It would have something to do with Santa not being able to be Santa. He gets sick, or the terrorists catch him.
Oh my god.
Or something. But essentially, Kermit has to become Santa, and he needs the guys, everyone else, to join him. Uh-huh. So the whole movie, like, yeah, they're having to figure it out from scratch. They have to team up with the elves at the North Pole, and then like they all ride the sleigh to all the houses in the middle of the night delivering gifts, and they realize that teamwork is the only way to do it. So you get to see like the montage of all the different pairings of the people like just wreaking havoc on Christmas because they're getting caught and stuff. And
then that's of course where you do your celebrity cameos.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, different people, showing up here and there.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
That would be cool. I like that.
Yeah. And then at the end, they have to save Santa from the terrorist.
Matthew.
I don't know.
Matthew, this is...
I'm trying to make emotionally relevant films, Sam.
This is 2022. And, just throwing out the word terrorist doesn't have the same, thing. Doesn't have the same connotations as it did in the mid 2000s.
Are they out? Are they no longer cool? Okay.
It's not even about that. Not even about that. My God.
The rich, greedy oil salesmen, they kidnap Santa.
Yeah. Or, I mean, you could just say the tech tycoon, who like...
Oh, he wants to replace Santa.
Because kind of like Noel kind of did that, where Billy Eichner, he's not the one who's like kicking out Santa, but like he's just using technology to sort of push
Santa.
Forward.
Yeah,
he becomes Santa, and he's using technology to sort of like push, like, oh yeah, like we're gonna drone drop, all the presents and all that. It's like I would just do that, but on a bigger scale.
The cool and scary thing about that is like he makes the algorithm which determines who's naughty and who's nice.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really clever twist. It's so dumb, but it's clever. Speaking of Christmas movies, you hear about the red one with The Rock and Chris Evans, I think?
No.
It's a Christmas movie they're making. I don't know anything about it except J.K. Simmons plays Santa, and he's jacked, dude. Like, they have a photo of him and The Rock working out. J.K. Simmons bald, but he has the Santa beard, and he's in a muscle shirt just rocking these muscles. Yeah. Okay. That's Santa.
Okay. Yeah, if you like, as soon as you said J.K. Simmons, it's like, yeah, that is a Santa. That's a good Santa right there. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay. I like that. We're just gonna steal him though and put him in our Christmas movie. Yeah.
Well, away from thinking about that. Like, who else could you get? Like, what actors haven't played Santa yet? I would have loved to see Robbie Coltrane as a Santa.
Oh yeah, that would have been cool.
I don't remember his name, but the guy who plays Mormont, the father. He plays Santa in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
He plays Father Christmas.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's Father Christmas.
Thank you.
I wish he played Santa somewhere else. Like, I think that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Who would Idris Elba? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm in. I feel like just Keanu Reeves, but he wouldn't have like the suit or anything.
He would just be him. Yeah,
it would just be him. That like if I'm imagining the Muppets, they're like, oh, we're gonna meet Santa. Like, he's the happiest man in the world. Like, he's all this stuff, and then he just turns around and it's Keanu Reeves.
I just think of the SpongeBob scene where he plays the what does he play?
Oh, I don't remember.
Is he the tumbleweed? Like the vision comes out of it? Yeah.
It's like the tumbleweed.
Something like that.
Yeah, I imagine he just turns out, he's like, well, hi.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves? Yeah. But I'm also Santa this year. Muppets, it's my pleasure to be your claws for the year. And be like, whoa.
That's a good Santa right there. I just made the associations. Keanu Reeves.
Ian McShane?
No, Gary Oldman.
Ah,
I made the Dracula connection.
Ah, okay.
But which Gary Oldman?
I mean, we have to go now. Like, obviously, we have to go modern.
But I'm trying to think of like what character.
Oh. Oh, you know who would be? You know who I think would be a great Santa? Just Kathy Bates.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Right?
Kathy Bates as Santa Claus?
Kathy Bates as Santa Claus.
So, Violent Night came out, and they're already talking about a sequel, and they're saying they want, what's her name, to play Mrs. Claus. Who just had the big action movie? Was it Allison Janney?
Oh yeah,
right. She just had that big action.
I think it's called Lou on Netflix.
Lou. Yeah, they're saying they want her for Mrs. Claus. I was like, that would be cool. Allison Janney and David Harbour.
And David Harbour.
I love just David Harbour as Santa is brilliant.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. I still haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm excited to check it out.
Me either. Ron Perlman would be cool.
Ron Perlman. Lizzo needs to be Santa. Lizzo is Santa in the Muppets now. No, like
right
in our Muppet movie, Lizzo is Santa. That's it.
Ho ho! It's about damn time.
Yeah. Oh, and just Guillermo del Toro. Not even like
just
as a
himself.
character. Just Guillermo del Toro is Santa.
Guillermo del Toro as Santa.
Yeah.
Dude, everyone is freaking out about Pinocchio. They're saying they're crying. It's so
I know.
good.
I know.
Like, no, I don't want to watch because I don't want to get my heart broken.
No. That's why we go to the movies, man.
No, Sam.
Matt, that's why
fear
we go.
Vulnerability.
In Vin Diesel's words, why we go to the movies.
I think that's why I'm a failed actor, Sam.
Oh, gosh.
I'm afraid of vulnerability.
Jeez. Yeah, that's why you're not getting these callbacks.
Yeah, right.
Come on, man. Just step it up. You open your heart, good things start coming your way. That's all you gotta do. That's my Christmas message to everybody out there too. Just open your hearts. That's it.
There you go.
Hopefully not literally, unless you need that. But
yeah. Get a doctor to do it. Don't do it yourself.
Yeah, please.
Good Santa Claus, Kristen Stewart.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, cool. That's cool. Okay.
Cool.
You being like naughty or nice? That's cool. I love Kristen Stewart. I think she's a phenomenal actor, but like the best Kristen Stewart is SNL Kristen Stewart. Because like she has no filter. She just goes for it. And I'm like, yeah, I want someone to give her a role like that in a film. You know? Just let her have fun. Just let her be chaos, like chaotic. Like all her movies are very like she's one of those actors who like she goes for like the meaty, dark stuff. You know, she really like revels in that. I want her to play like, I don't know, give her an Atomic Blonde so she could still play like that badass stoic, but I just want to see her go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? I want Kristen Stewart to get Samara Weaving roles because I really like
Mm.
Samara Weaving and I like everything she's doing. I wish, but like they're all like chaos. Like her characters are just like this crazy energy, or maybe they're not. She just brings that to the page or
Yeah.
to the screen, you know. But yeah, I think that would be interesting. I want to see Kristen Stewart do something like that.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe they can do it together. It's like a buddy cop thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm all for that.
Bad cop, bad cop.
Bad cop, worse cop.
Oh, badder cop. As for Santa's, I'm out of the ideas. As soon as we stop recording, I'm going to think of someone else.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Orson Welles.
Oh, wow.
I just think of drunk Orson Welles.
Oh, drunk Orson Welles?
Drunk
Wow.
Orson Welles.
Oddly enough, I think of the Muppet Orson Welles. Where the standard rich and famous contract for Kermit the Frog. And
Oh
Company.
God, what is his name? He's done so much, but I always think of him from Flash Gordon.
Oh my God, I know who you're talking about. From Fiddler. From Fiddler on the Roof, right?
No, that's not him.
Oh, okay. Oh, are
Brian
you talking
Blessed.
about Brian Blessed?
Brian Blessed.
Oh my God.
Ho, 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 die!
Oh well, no one lives forever. Die!
Have you been naughty or nice?
Naughty? Die! Wow. Okay. Sure.
God, but just as himself, because that's who he is, man. Like,
Right.
oh, jeez. Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. That was good. I like the good questions. Well, okay, so let's kind of dip our toes a little bit into the new year, 2023.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to say like what do you hope what do you hope happens, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot that everybody's hoping happens or doesn't happen, but like in the context of our show, the things we talk about, films, movies, TV, fantasy, D&D, in regards to that stuff, like what do you hope happens or comes out? Because like we already know the movies that are coming out next year and we're excited for them.
Sure.
So like
sure.
what do you hope comes in our pop culture world next year?
Oh, okay. I hope there comes more actual plays that I can listen to. Right now I'm just kind of hopping around from like different stuff. Obviously tuning in for like Dimension 20, Critical Role. But I want to see more. There are certain systems that I haven't found actual place for, and it's kind of like, oh man, like I feel like this would be cool if you just like, you found the right team, you found the right table, and like, put it there. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping we get like another actual play show, that can like, like obviously, like I guess the dream is to like go toe to toe, right? With the big ones out there. But yeah, because like I want to see more diversity, and not just diversity at the tables, but diversity in like storytelling. I want to see other people's fantasy worlds. I want to see your future worlds. I want to, if you have a cool like story about like set in the present day, if you have a cool freaking like Monster of the Week campaign, like I'd love to see that, or listen to that, probably more like, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for,
Yeah.
and also like I guess like we're just everything that's been happening with like Warner Brothers and various streaming services, canceling shows, and like movies getting, like greenlit and then, backtracking on that, just a bunch of stuff. It's like kind of hoping this is the push needed to kind of get kind of like smaller productions, kind of get them out there, and get them across the screens, get them into the theaters, but then also get them onto the streaming services, and just out there, because how many movies did we lose out on this year, because a company had to shutter, its productions and a bunch of other things, it's like, yeah, it's like, but that's not the only game in town.
Yeah.
I hope artists have a good 2023. I hope nobody tries to swindle or steal your work or create new things that are just trying to copy stuff. It's like
Yep.
Oh, this isn't a Twitter or anything, so I don't have to worry about censoring myself.
Mhm.
NFTs, awful, horrible, and that for most of the year was like the big thing that artists were fighting back about, and now with all these AI generator stuffs, it's like, man, artists are going through it. If you are an artist, I feel for you. You have my support. You're an artist. We have a very small platform, but I'd love to give you a retweet, or love to share your stuff on an Instagram story or something. Like, if you want to tag us, you can always tag us, or you can tag me and I'll do that. I'll try and boost you as much as I can. And if your friends are artists, buy some of their artwork, promote their stuff, and yeah, because it's hard out there. And, I'm hoping that everybody learns their lesson this Christmas and 2024 or 2023. Hopefully by 2024, we've solved this problem. But yeah, by 2023 for sure, like let's give artists a good year.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Guys, Sam's birthday is coming up soon. I won't reveal the date, so no one steals his identity. But wish him a happy birthday, because the next time you hear him, he's gonna be an older man.
Well, I thought something was happening to me. It's next time.
I can hear them right now, Sam. They're wishing you a happy birthday.
He might not be here next time.
Oh,
that's what I thought you were gonna say. It's like, what's happening? What do you know that I don't? What's gonna happen in my 2023, Matthew?
Do you have any final thoughts about this year, 2022?
Oh, geez.
Lessons you've learned, Sam? Things you're more appreciative of?
Oh, man. I feel like this is a birthday question, too. Which means I'm going to have to answer it on my birthday. I guess just take a good look at the people in your life that you love and that love you, and just cherish them. Just let them know every day in little ways. Doesn't have to be big grand gestures, whatever. Just if you're fortunate enough to live in the same city as like your best friends, just hit them up every now and then and be like, hey, let's go get coffee, let's go get tacos, let's go eat, let's go do something. If you're not, wholeheartedly endorse group movie nights. Your families, if you're blessed to have a good relationship with your family, spend as much time with them as you can. That's kind of my thing. I hope everybody gets to be with the people that they want to be with. I hope everybody got to do that this year, and if you didn't, well, I hope you get that next year. And I hope you get it in abundance. Because that's what I want, in abundance. I want to have time with my friends and family. All that I can get. I'm going to be greedy with that. That's a thing. And that's the thing that I'm gonna say. Uh, be greedy with your own time. Be greedy in the sense that you have X amount of time. Take as much of it as you can for yourself. In whatever it is you want to do, take the time to follow your passions, to work on your projects. We were talking about artists. It's like, hey, I hope you're listening to this while you're doing some art, you know or while you're thinking about doing art, or something. Just yeah, be greedy with your own time and do what you want. Take the time to do the things that you want. I don't know if that was the question. I just kind of
Sure.
went off on the rant, but
Well, no,
yeah,
just
that's
what
I
you
got.
took from 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So definitely agree with everything Sam said. He definitely said it more poetically than I could have. So thank you, Sam. I'm going to be as poetic and lovely as Sam just was. I'm going to be your brash, constantly drunk uncle,
Oh God.
and just say to to hell with everyone else. My life motto. Most of my life, my motto was always, I'll figure it out.
Hmm.
You know, and I've always been pretty adaptable, and that kind of gave me a confidence because it was like, you know what, as bad as this is, I'll figure it out. The older I get, though, although that's still part of me, the more and more I feel I don't want to cuss on the Christmas episodes, so I'm just gonna say, screw it, I'll do it myself.
Hmm.
That's my life motto, especially these last several years. And we're seeing, especially, just look at our creators and our artists right now. Robots are stealing your art, man. The rich white guys are literally deleting entire films that will never ever be seen. It's all the crazy billionaires running around just trying to prove that they're cool because they have money, but they're screwing up everyone else's lives. It's like, we need to stop relying or subscribing to these old rich dudes, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because the older I get, the more I return to my roots of my young teenage 13-year-old self, who was just bled punk rock, man. Screw it, I'm gonna do it myself. I don't need those guys. And that's a big motivator in my life right now. And we've talked about it before, how like I'm an actor, but I'm not really acting anymore. It's because I kind of reached my breaking point, and I was just tired of being called in. I'm Mexican American, and I just got tired of reading for jerks and gang members and janitors. And so now it's like, you know what? Screw it. I'll do it myself. So I want everyone to just take that mentality. DIY, baby. It's on you. If it's on you, it's also no one else's fault but yours. But there's a power in that. There's a control in that. And take it back, man. Take it back. That's all I have to say. So yeah, there you go.
I love that.
Oh, Sam, I think we have a guest here today.
Oh, who's our guest? This late in the show?
Did you actually think I wasn't visiting this year?
Oh man, you had me going there. You had me going there, Mr. Claus.
Oh, yes. Listeners, wish Matt and Sam a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. give them your love, but also give yourself your love too. You're worth it. It's time for some self-love and some self-healing, because only then can we grow stronger and fly above the poop.
Yeah.
So I wish you all well, and I'll see you next year. Don't forget to leave me cookies. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year!
Bye, Santa.
Oh, bye, Santa. Wow, that was nice of him to come by.
Wow, this is really great. He had me going there for a sec.
Mm-hmm. All right, everyone. We love you. We'll see you next year. Don't forget, get lost.
Get lost.
Should old acquaintance be forgot,
and days
brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot, and the days of old lang syne? Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho.
Peace and pancakes.